Well, by now you've seen the news stories about the horrible lines in airports at the security point. Probably even experienced it by now. Well, I have some things to say about this. And first, let me remind you that before 9/11, there was security. It was fine. The only difference was it was private companies that did the security. Each airport, the airlines, would put bids out. They'd hire the best company or the most reasonable company they could find to do that. As far as I know, there were no real problems. But after 9/11, George Bush and his guys put together this Homeland Security thing, which I thought then was a terrible idea. But it happened, and of course, in true socialized fashion, their first idea is to take over all airport security, put it in the hands of the federal government so they can provide central planning and be in control of everything, of course. And we Americans, we believe so much, and for some reason, even though big government never works, we still like it. And so we just sit around and say, well, you know, if it makes us safe. Well, let me ask you this. What if it's not making us safe? Let me give you some facts. First of all, some numbers. The travel has only increased in airlines about 10% since 9/11. Since TSA has been formed, I think 2002, 2003, or since they took over, their spending has doubled. I mean, they spend more every single year, regardless of what's going on. And the tax part of this, it has tripled. Yes, you and I pay taxes every time we buy a plane ticket. Now it's up to $11.60 per ticket. So their spending's gone up. And by the way, when the recession was going on after 2008, they continued to spend more, unlike the rest of us that had to cut back. But in true government fashion, spend more every year, no matter what. Now you say again, the typical liberal response is, well, if they save just one life, it's worth it all. Well, what if they don't save even one life? Because I don't know of the one they saved. I've never heard of the TSA making an arrest of a suspected terrorist. I don't know of any plot they have stopped whatsoever. To make it even worse, let me give you a real fact that will scare you. Inspector General's office came and tested them. They knew it was coming. They put devices and materials and whatever in bags, and they ran this through normal processes through the security. They failed 67 out of 70 times. A complete disaster. Almost a 100% failure. And I have to ask, why are they still doing this? And then again, in true big government fashion, the director of Homeland Security was before Congress this week. And they asked him, they said, this is terrible, what's going on? What is the solution? And again, in true fashion of big government, what is the solution? Everybody say it together. More money. That is always the answer for big government. So this thing is a mess. It should be completely done away with and basically started from scratch. But again, in big government fashion, it won't happen, and it will just continue to grow larger and larger and larger. So enjoy your 3-hour wait at the airport for no reason.